Your body dies, but does your data? Your accounts keep posting, but you're gone. And
Hmm.
with AI now being trained on people who are dead, is there a possibility you could meet your kids in a weird digital afterlife? Thank you for joining us here on Legitimate Cybersecurity, where Dustin's still letting me make the craziest topics that I can think of and then talking to me about them.
Hmm.
Dustin, so there has been a lot of discussion online, and by a lot, it's just the stuff I read sometimes. So clearly, my bias is the one that matters in this regard. But we're seeing examples where when people are dying, their accounts are still remaining indefinitely, and you see this a lot, right? With Facebook, for example, there's a lot of people who then enable Facebook legacy accounts when someone passes so that they can still have the memories of their loved ones and they still have a basically website to visit when they want to think about them. Facebook, as we know, is now using all of its data to train AI, and that
Hmm.
includes people who have passed on. My question that I want to kick things off with is, what do you think about the moral ethics of this specific use of training in this regard? And I'll give an example that I got a weird example that I'm going to bring in after the fact, but I want to hear your first answer to that. And what do you think this means for us as a society?
I am not a moral leader. That's my caveat for what I'm about to say. Look, there's grief is rough. It's a rough process. Both you and I have been through it. I know since we've known each other. We've known each other a very long time, but it's something that is very hard to get through. And if there is some relief that happens through these legacy accounts, and I think there is, then as long as you understand that the data is going to be used for training AI and you kind of don't care, then that's okay. The other thing to think about too here is that you are capturing like generations who are not disappearing, but the generation is coming to an end, right? We are starting to, it's like almost like a new time capsule kind of idea where we're actually capturing the sentiments and the lives of those people in a way that we weren't able to capture them before. All that being said, there has to be consent. How do you get a dead person's consent?
Hey,
Right? You can't. You can get
well,
their loved ones' consent.
the dead people, in all fairness, in Facebook's case, and I'm not saying I agree with this, but when they were not dead, they did click the EULA box, right?
Sure. And we've seen this with estates, such as the guy who plays Grand Moff Tarkin,
Oh
Carrie
yeah, for
Fisher,
Rogue
right?
One.
Their estates were like, yeah, you can go and use their likeness as AI as long as you pay us, or whatever it was. So they got reimbursed for it. And I think maybe that's the thing, right? So what are you? Are we agreeing to this as the survivors of the loved ones who have passed? That we're getting something out of this now. We are getting this kind of help with our grief, while they're using it to kind of train their AI. I actually do have a family member who I know has done this, who has put in information about who their pictures and information about who their deceased loved one was, and has conversations with their deceased loved one